considerably better yesterday, and get some applause for that. That works. Yay! Yesterday, Heidi and I came on live here, and we had a fantastic conversation, but it sounded like we were in a room filled with helium, and that was awkward, to say the least. So, sorry about that. We've since located the challenge and solved it, so that is good. It was for our tech friends. It was a clocking issue, or bit rate, something with the communication with the console and the computer. I digress. Today, I have a quick story, and it's a story that is it's an oldie but a goodie, I guess. You see, one day there was this big giant, and once a year he would go down and torment the local village. And he's big giant of a man with bright red hair and a big red beard, and he swung this huge axe. And he would go down there once a year, and part of his ritual was to offer to fight their biggest, strongest man, and he would, of course, kill them summarily. So he came down his yearly visit, and of course, well, the threat is the giant would come down there and he would say, "Send me out your bravest man to fight me, and if you don't, I will destroy the village, I will destroy the castles, I will destroy everything." And out of this, fear, oh my gosh, I don't want that to happen. So a sad young man would come out there to fight, but knowing that he was going to die, essentially. So giant came down like regular, came down there, and he screams, "Come, send me your strongest man, your bravest man. I will fight him, and if you don't, I will destroy the village." And the guy comes out, he's like, oh my gosh, okay. And he comes out, and before he could even draw a sword, before he could do anything, that giant takes a big axe and crushes him and then chops him up into little pieces. And a year goes by, and during that time, a new gentleman came over, a prince of a local area, and as he was in there, he'd been there for a little bit, just kind of checking out the area, and then it was time for the giant to come again. And the giant starts screaming, "Send me your bravest man! Send me your bravest man, your strongest man, and I will fight him, and if you don't, I will destroy the village." So this prince guy's like, what's all this? What's going on? And they're like, "You don't know about the giant?" And he's like, "No, what is it?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, you got to fight the giant, otherwise he destroys the village." He's like, all right, I'll take him. He's like, "You sure?" And like, come on, bring it. So giant's out there screaming. He opens the door, and he then starts running towards the giant. And as he's running, the giant starts getting smaller and smaller, and he's running, and he's got his sword out, and he's like, "Ah!" And he's running, and as he's running, the giant keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller, till finally he shows up. He gets up to the giant. He's like a foot tall, and he stabs the giant, kills it, and gets him, and then looks at me. He's like, goes to the giant, says, "Who are you? What's your name?" And the giant, with his last breath, says, "My name is Fear." So I wonder if sometimes that we are experiencing fear that is not as big as we think, that we're allowing it, we're giving it more space, we're making it bigger, we're giving it more power. So much power that it can take us out. And I wonder if that's happening right now in the world as we're creating this monster, this giant of fear that's not real. That when we step up to it, when we realize our true power, that nothing can take us out, that we're bigger than any problem. We can overcome any challenge. I wonder how things would be different right now with all the craziness going on. Are we living in fear? Are we making our decisions through fear? Are we taking action in fear? And allowing something that is not as big, the giant is not really able to crush you unless you let it. Yeah, food for thought. For all my men out there, reach out to me. I've got a program that I'm launching here. It's Freedom Hack for Men. Now, what is that? Freedom Hack for Men is creating emotional, spiritual, and ultimately financial freedom. And the only thing stopping us from up-leveling, the only thing stopping us from getting to the next level for us in finances, in emotions, in spirit, in all of that, is that monster called fear. Freedom Hack for Men is a program and an environment and a tribe for us to connect, to network, to mastermind, to support each other to get to that next level and to crush that fear and that support system with each other. That genius of presence of what's possible is one of the most powerful experiences, and right now more than ever, we need it. So reach out to me, freedomhackformen.com. You can learn more about it. Message me. I'm here for you. I'm here to support the transformation of all of our experiences. Tomorrow, I believe, Heidi and I will be back with a revisiting a new conversation similar about power coupling, about how to live and work together. We're blessed to have that gift of being able to work together and both be powerful people. So all of my friends out there, all of you, you know that you are all powerful beyond measure. And many of you are already. Now, by the way, if you're in a relationship, you're already a power couple, right? This isn't, we're not separating people. We're just suggesting that everyone has that power, has that strength. And how to navigate it is the key here. So with that being said, I love you for who you are and who you aren't. We will see you real soon. Hopefully my voice is not sounding like helium, that I did solve the problem, and I'll find out in just a moment. If this was helpful, share this. Go to therealdealon.com to subscribe. Today we're going to have Craig Duswalt on at noon Eastern. I'll post that as well. He's kind of a kindred spirit. And you'll learn about him when you come on, but he came from music as well and has built his marketing and branding agency and mastermind, and I'm excited to connect with him because I'm sure we've got some cool similar stories. And yeah, like that. We will see you soon. Thank you so much. Have an extraordinary day, and we will see you on The Real Deal. All right. Talk to you in a bit.